Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about the art of letting women come to you. So the important thing that I want to express in this video, this even with like women that you're already in a committed relationship with, like your wife and your girlfriend, but especially for those women that you're just dating, you can't force things with a woman. You can't force her to fall in love faster than at a pace. You can't force her to message you when you want her to message you. You basically cannot force anything with a woman, because the moment you start to do that, the moment you try and get her to commit to you, the moment you try and get her to start falling in love with you more by you doing something to try and get her attention, the more you do that, the more you're actually slowing down the process that she needs to go through to fall in love with you. Because for women tend to fall in love a lot slower than guys. Usually with guys or people that are more masculine minded, because I do genuinely think that I'm more masculine minded, it's so easy for me to fall in love. I found that with my wife when I first met her. I fell in love with her so fast. But I knew I had to wait, right? I knew I had to back off and not project how I was feeling onto her straight away, because that would have been me trying to force something. That would have been me trying to force an outcome. That would have been me trying to force a relationship when I could tell that she just wasn't at that stage yet and she just wasn't ready yet, you see. So you have to let her come to you at her pace. You have to let her come to you at her pace. So, for example, for me, I was talking about my wife just then. Like when I met my wife, we met on Tinder. Not always a great place to meet people, but for that time, I struck lucky, I guess. Okay, I have some stories about Tinder I should probably talk about sometime. But yeah, so I met my wife on Tinder, and we had a quick conversation. It wasn't a really long one until I thought, yeah, okay, she seems pretty legit. I will ask for her Facebook details. So I asked for her Facebook details. She gave me her Facebook details. I added her on Facebook. I looked through her photos quickly. I looked through her timeline just to make sure she was a genuine person. She was tagged in a lot of things by her friends and family. And I realized, okay, this woman is who she says she is, because you never know. You could get a catfish. So you gotta be careful with that. Those cheeky catfishes out there. That's a great TV show, by the way. I love that TV show. Catfish. It's really good. And I messaged her on Facebook and we had another little conversation, just a small one. And then I got round to it and I asked her out on a date. I said, I think you're really great. When are you free to meet up? I'd love to really get to know you and to meet you. And she let me know and we made the date and it was all set in stone. We met out on that day. She arrived, right? And then after that date, I waited about 5 days before reaching out to her again, because I wanted her to sit with her feelings about me. And I asked her out again. She said yes. We made another date. And then pretty much after that, the rest was history. Things started to flow really well. Instead of me asking her out all the time and me being the one that initiated the conversation, she started to initiate the conversation more. We started hanging out more. So we went from like seeing each other once a week for like a few weeks. And then we started to spend the weekends together. And then eventually she even liked me so much she wanted to see me during the week, even though she was busy with work and I was busy as well. So we was so into each other that we wanted to see each other during the week as well. So we would spend a night together during the week and we'd spend the weekends together. And that's how it was for a good like 5 or 6 months until we started living together. So you can see how these things kind of progress slowly. Not always in an instant relationship, although that isn't rare. Sometimes those things can happen where you meet someone and then you're just straight away joined at the hip. But most of the time what you'll find is that women take a while to warm up to you and get comfortable. Now for me personally, I think one of the reasons why my wife took some time to fall in love was because she was quite shy. So it took her a long time to feel comfortable in herself, to feel like she could be comfortable around me. And sometimes you'll see that with shy women. So if you ever deal with a shy woman, the best thing that you can do for shy women is just to be yourself, to be your funny, goofy self. And by doing so, it gives her the permission to do the same. Because a lot of shy girls are worried about saying the wrong thing, by coming across too enthusiastic, by coming across silly, that they don't want to look, they're really concerned about the way that they're coming across. That's why a lot of people are shy. They're really worried about saying the wrong thing and doing the wrong thing. So the moment you're being silly and goofy and you don't really care what comes out of your mouth, you don't really care about how you're behaving, and you're just being yourself like how you would when you're around your friends, that's when a shy woman will start to let her guard down and start to be more herself around you, which is really cool. It's really lovely and sweet to see a shy woman blossom from being shy to being comfortable around you. It's a really lovely thing to watch, and it's all about being patient with her and allowing her feelings to develop. And that's what I saw with my wife, and it was a beautiful unfolding, and we're still very happy together after 7 years. So it's really cool. We've been married for 3 now, so yeah, been a really cool journey. So when you start talking to a woman and you've been out on a date with her, don't text her right away after the date like how I did. Don't give her a few days to sit with her feelings. Okay, because I remember when I talked to my wife about that, we even talked about the fact that I didn't speak to her for a few days after the first date, and she said, she thanked me. She literally thanked me and said, "Oh, I'm really glad that you gave me some time." She literally thanked me for giving her time and space after the date, because she had encountered before, like so many, I'm laughing, but I used to be like this anyway, but she had a woman who she went on a date with who sent her like 2 bunches of flowers after meeting her. And this girl also texted her saying, "Oh, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you," after the first date. Now, that might just be saying how wonderful my wife is, that might be just a testimony to her, but you can't be doing stuff like that. But I'm saying this and I'm thinking how silly it is, but I would probably have done something like that in the past before I learned the kind of things that I'm talking about to you. So I can't always blame those kinds of people from doing those things, because I've been there, I've understood it, and I understand as well, because when I really wanted to message my wife when I first started dating her. I wanted to be talking to her all the time, but I knew I had to keep, I knew I needed to hold back because I was projecting, you see. So let her have a few days to just sit with her feelings, okay? And what you want to do then, the way that Corey Wayne talks about it is that he says that you should ask a woman out just once a week at first. Just be consistent and just ask her out once a week. And when she cottons on, she realizes that you're only asking her out once a week. If she wants to see you more, then she has to start reaching out to you more. So she starts reaching out to you more, and then whenever she reaches out to you, you can just arrange another time to hang out. You can ask her to come to yours or go to hers, or you meet out, just start seeing each other more. So then you might go from like how me and my wife were like seeing each other on a date to then spending the weekend together, or seeing each other a date during a day during the week. So it's really cool how that works. So another thing that can really help as well is when you are dating each other and you've been dating each other for a few weeks, let her be the one to bring up the topic of exclusivity, bring up the topic of, like saying I love you. Let her do those things first, because if you're unsure of how she feels about you, it's always best to let her bring those kind of things up. Because if you are saying I love you, or I have strong feelings for you, or I really, really, really like you, or what are we boyfriend and girlfriend? When you're doing that, it's forcing her to a commitment. Yeah? So, and clearly if she's not bringing up those things yet, she's not ready. So let her be the one to bring those up. And essentially the bottom line of this whole video is you've got to let a woman's love for you blossom over time. You've got to think of it as a little flower that's opening up her love for you, right? And you could be in full bloom straight away like me. I'm a full bloomer. Like when I first met my wife, I was in full bloom already. I was already head over heels, right? But when that kind of thing happens, you have to back off. You have to, because you don't know, especially if you don't know if she feels the same way. But it's always a good idea to just wait and let her bring up the topic, because sometimes you can project so much of how you feel onto another woman, or onto a woman, that you don't really realize. You don't realize that she doesn't feel that way about you, because you're projecting how you're feeling onto her. So you might think, oh yes, she's in love with me, but you're just projecting the fact that you're in love with her. So you've got to be really careful. So you want to make sure that she brings up those topics first, and just allow the love story for her to blossom and to grow and to develop. And it usually happens just over a few weeks. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.